wanted us to kind of look into the Black Panther phenomenon. Great movie. What to get Boseman. What was his name?
Chadwick Boseman.
Chadwick Boseman.
The late
yeah.
great.
The late great Chadwick Boseman had one of the best superhero entrances in the Marvel universe. Yeah. You remember, like with the catchy scene when we didn't even see the mask yet. Yeah, that was crazy.
That was
So
insane.
we're like, oh, who's
that was insane.
everybody acknowledges
Crazy.
that was the top entrance introduction, really, and he maintained that energy till the end of it. R.I.P. So, like, the thing is, this is a beloved character and it was well executed. But one thing I noticed really was how fans in the United States, especially the Black African American community, they kind of were so into it that it felt it was, because look
for the culture.
Yeah. It seems like that people who had been starving for years and suddenly they were given some food, and if you've been starving for long and you overeat, it kind of kills you. It's not good for you, So, like, looking in from the outside in, like the reactions, and we saw you guys with their drums at the theaters, and you had the shikis. Yeah, but you don't everybody just the dashikis and stuff, which is cool. Yeah.
But that thing even went up to politics with like Nancy Pelosi doing that.
Oh, yeah,
it had such deep impact.
I think you're right, because at the same time, it was also when it was after the George Floyd's unfortunate events. So I think it was even culturally, it was at sort of a flashpoint.
Yeah.
So for sure that I think must have been a contributing factor to that kind of fever, that kind of emotion that came with the movie,
Yeah.
So my thinking was, I wish there was something like that culture, that kind of that yearning which guys had and which was expressed in that time, would have something solid which runs through if it's in the entertainment industry. Because I think the thing is now, like, people try to replicate it, but it's done so clumsily that you don't even feel it. Black Panther was not good just because he was black, but it was a good character, well executed.
Okay, when you say replicate, like you replicate where?
I see. Like look at somebody like Blade. Blade. What's this guy's name? Wesley Snipes.
Yeah.
Wesley Snipes did another classic. We saw them try to kind of capture that energy with Mahershala Ali in the new Blade.
There'll never be another Blade.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, guys. Just a quick word from our sponsor, which is us. Our dream is to create stories inspired by African culture and mythology. Stories that inspire and entertain. And we know that a lot of you guys also want something like this. And so we'd like to ask you to help us build this by buying our content or sending us a donation of your choice through the links provided. Thank you and be blessed.
We see them try to kind of capture that kind of thing, that magic which was there. But I'm not sure if it's the casting which is not working out for them, or if their characters, black characters, they don't really know how to pull them off properly. They seem, look at Captain America, the new Captain America. What's the guy's name? He used to be the Falcon.
Yeah, I think Captain America is Captain America. Like culturally, it's like Superman. That is a representation of a white hero, which is fine. I'm not saying that's bad.
Yeah,
it's like you can say their culture. It's a cultural representation of their values. Captain America, Superman, it's a representation of their values. That's why I think Black Panther also worked and it touched so much. It's because it was a cultural representation of Black Americans who, through slavery and whatnot, all that was stripped. Their names were stripped, so they don't even really know where they're from. They were told at some point they could not speak their own native languages. So all that was stripped. So culturally, I think it connected them, because like finally we are getting to explore. We are beginning to explore. And that's why I think Blade does not fit in that category with Black Panther. Blade is a modern black representation. Black Panther was like, okay, we're trying to get back to our roots, and our roots are not slavery. Our roots are much more. We have civilization, we have culture, we have all these things that make us give people dignity. Dignity.
Right.
So that's why Americans love cowboys. Europeans love the knights.
The Vikings.
Japanese are the
samurais and martial artists.
So finally, Black Panther gave black people something. Yeah, it was not perfect.
By any stretch.
For them, but I think they also know it was not perfect, but it was a dope beginning.
Yeah,
it was a dope beginning.
It was aspirational for them.
Very aspirational. Very dope beginning.
Yeah,
and
it was crazy.
My issue now comes when there was sort of no continuation along that thread, in the sense that could have opened up another genre of movies and shows, but it just didn't happen.
Yeah, the energy, they could like maintain that energy, because Shuri, that's the younger sister, Shuri. I'll admit I didn't even watch Black Panther 2.
Yeah, I watched it. I watched it. I went to the cinema. I watched it, but it was not as it didn't give me the same vibe as the first one, and I think they were trying to do too much. They put in too much of other things into that second story, such that it did not. It was watered down. Yeah, it was messy. It was not as rich as it could have been. So even in terms of quality of writing, quality of even the costumes and whatnot, like it was a bit lackluster. So I would say, but I think the thing of continuing it's not just that genre could have continued only in Black Panther. Like even other shows could actually
learn something from it
and start going into culture. Marvel is Disney. Disney also has Star Wars. They can make a Star Wars that looks into a part of the galaxy that has African aesthetics and culture. Such that it's not only Black Panther that can explore.
Because they tapped into something which is there, which means that there's a hunger, really. There's a niche there which is not being filled.
Exactly.
That reaction means that people were hungry for something, and they got a taste of it. That's why they went crazy.
Yeah.
And those people are still there.
Junkies, man.
Yeah, people are fiending. Those fans are still there, and they're not being served.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. So I think that's why, it's like you get glimpses. And just glimpses, like even just maybe the Star Wars thing of Star Wars is not really a good example, but kind of in the sense that there is depth to this black character that is not just slavery or just urban black culture.
Yeah, he has a presence. He has something. Which you just you feel I wanna see what this guy is.
Let's explore. But it's like they just never.
They don't know how to use him for some reason. Interactions with Rey, because like in the Star Wars now they're girl bossing again, because now Rey has to be the star, so now they have to make him a buffoon. Stormtroopers Mazay in like Stormtroopers for real in the Star Wars are the top of the top. Those are the trope nowadays is that they can't even shoot. Those are the best soldiers in the galaxy. Stormtroopers, but they've been conditioned now to think that they are just buffoons who can't even hit
targets.
Those are not the real Stormtroopers. Those are just some things just to let the actors shine, but that's not how it's supposed to be, right? So Finn was made to look like just mediocre, incompetent.
He became a gimmick.
So he
became a gimmick, which was
became a meme.
Yeah, and quite disappointing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
to the
quite
like,
disappointing. I let down. So much potential.
Yeah.
So much potential. But yeah, I think as much as we talk about that, I think we can also. It's like I think it's up to us to make these kinds of things. Us as in Africans, if Black Americans want to see these kind of things, then Black Americans need to make these kind of things. If Africans want to see these kind of things, Africans need to make these kind of things. And so I think us waiting for other people to serve us the food that we want. We're waiting for a white person to make jollof.
Yeah.
Ah,
No. There's a bridge which us we can gap because us now we know that thing they tested because we know it's where it comes from. Those guys are like the guys in the Western world. They caught a glimpse of something which we kind of know exists because we know like the inspiration behind it. And if us we can find a way to translate it and put it up on a big screen where it can like expose other people to because we know the local heroes, we know the aesthetic and the cultural intrigues, the way like if it's a king's court, there's some things which are like puzzling, but you have to keep in mind that they are depicting African settings, but they haven't been in African settings really. Yeah, they did a good job of trying to capture the essence of it, but there are things which you have to have seen and probably kind of be deep in to kind of distill it and make it shine, make it show through the writing, the cinema, the graphics, and everything, the whole package.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I think that's why it was a good beginning. And the other side of it is like Africans need to do that, to take that up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Africans, Black Americans, you just need to take that up.
Yeah. As a prototype, it was a great demonstration that the market is there. It can be done.
Yeah,
But,
and I mean, like Tyler Perry has a
that's what I
massive
was thinking.
studio.
Yeah, that's what I was.
He has a massive.
I was like thinking. I was like, okay, because these guys are not like in a vacuum. They are consuming media, and then I was thinking, now what do they watch? Tyler Perry movies, massive. And then I kind of like now started thinking of things like Housewives of Atlanta, Power, these kinds of shows which are kind of
dope shows.
Yeah, So there's some things which they are either I don't know if they're afraid to touch. The Perry has studios and he can put his energy into a projects of all types, but for some reason he wants to make the same movie forever. What's up with that?
I'm going to touch that. We won't touch that for now. We know, but what we will say is we know he has a studio, and I think even some of Black Panther was shot in his studio. So
it's a massive thing. He
has like the most, if not the most massive studio. So man, I think at this point it's just intent. Yeah, do we want to make it, or are we just going to complain? And I think that's really just it. We either make it or we continue complaining.
The ball, it seems, is in our court now.
Anyway.
There's a lot more to be said about
there's no more to be said, but pick up later.
Yeah, for sure. Peace.